at the date because like, I don't know. I just never say the date when we start these calls. And then sometimes when I'm watching other trainings back, I'm like, oh, it's nice to know what day is they're like talking about. So if anyone watches this back, it is December, say December 14th. I guess I should know it. And this topic tonight is all about how to catapult your business into 2021. Because I mean, this launch can do huge things for your business if you work for it. It doesn't just happen if you just sit on the sidelines and twiddle your thumbs. And also, there's no announcements. I was just thinking there's no big announcements except that we were going to have a sneak peek this week, but I kind of feel like with the 9-week Control Freak launch, that kind of needs to be our main focus. That was just seemed like a little too much to throw in. So a lot of you know, I've been a coach for 4 years. I've gone through a lot of these kinds of launches where, you know, coaches get access first, customers get access in a couple weeks, and then we all start together. So I know maybe if you're newer or maybe if you just never have found your flow with it, these are just some tips that I have found really helpful for me. And I have implemented them every single time and know that I learn something new every single launch. I'm not like, yes, I try to do the same things, but I'm always tweaking it to make it better and better. So whatever you want to take from it tonight, like just make sure you implement it and start doing it. I never want these calls just for you guys to listen to. I want them to be action based for you to leave and then you to go work your booties off for those big goals that you set last week or that you're still working on setting. Which I think is really important because these girls that are going to be joining you for this upcoming program are going to be your team for 2021. They're going to be the girls that are going to, you know, be signing up as coaches that are going to be helping you get to diamond, to 1-star, 2-star. So if you are really serious about this business, like you got to take this launch seriously. So I have 5 things for you that I want to share. And the first one is to fully commit to the program. I have seen a huge difference like when I am not fully committed. And I get it. Like if you are like, autumn's not my jam, I can't get into it, that's okay. You still do need to talk about it because you never know whose jam autumn is or like who is just so ready for a program like autumn is putting out. But I have felt a huge shift when I like try to fake my excitement for a program to where I'm like, it's seeping from my pores. I can't stop talking about it. I want to shout it from the rooftops, which that's how I feel about that launch. So if you're not at that level yet, I really urge you to try your best to get there. I just think back to, you know, my launch with Live Forward. That was 2 years ago. A lot of you guys joined actually around that Live Forward launch. And I was 36 weeks pregnant. Like had all the excuses in the book to like not do anything with this launch. But like I went all in because my target audience, busy moms, 4 days a week was ideal. So I hyped the crap out of it. So if you're like not in the ideal time to be doing the program, like just saying whether you're pregnant or maybe you're going through something, you can still hype it up big time. I mean, this program is 18 minutes to 30 minutes long. Autumn produces the most insane results besides maybe Shanti. And maybe besides them all. I don't know. They all produce really good results, but she's so, so good. If you've never done a program from her, like you need to do one right now, like do something really quick, like a little obsessed. Her one-liners will just make you keep going so much harder through a workout. But with that Live For workout, you know, I just talked about it all the time. Because I was pregnant, I was like, hey, I'm not doing this group like with you, but I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader. And I just think that was such a cool like opportunity for myself. And like, it doesn't matter what situation you're in. Like if you can't do it right now, like you can be their biggest cheerleader. Like just because you're not doing it alongside of them, whatever your situation is, you can still be there with them. So just wanted to throw that out there. But then I also think back to 30-day breakaway, and I was just not into that launch with just things going on in my personal life and just with running. And even I tried to hype myself up for it, but like, I feel like people could sense it. So just know like people will be attracted to what energy you put out there. So that means you need to be talking about it. You need to be genuinely excited. Whatever you need to do, chug some Energize and get on your stories and stand up and talk and be like, just show them you're genuinely ready to do this. Okay, the next thing you need to do is you need to do a little research on it. You know, our team page has great resources. I've uploaded a little script I made for myself and for you guys to use. There's a bunch of things just around dates and graphics and prices, but like you also are a CEO, spend like 15 minutes in the back office and look up Google right after this call, Beachbody FAQ, and like go just familiarize yourself with a few things. You know, we have great resources in our team page, but like you also just need to know, the more you know, the more confident you are going to be when you go and talk to people. So I'm not saying you need to go spend the rest of this week getting knowledgeable about 9-week control freak. Go spend 15 minutes tomorrow. Go do something, just like familiarize yourself with the package, with the outline. Like none of us besides, I don't know if any of the test group members are on this call, have done this before. So none of us know everything, but we can at least like say, hey, it's 18 to 30 minutes. Hey, like we're going to try it. There's new workout equipment. It's going to be really fun. We can do those kinds of things. And we don't have to act like, you know, we don't know what we're talking about because there's all that information in our back office. Okay. Number 3. So fully commit, do your research. Number 3, get into a solid routine right now. The people who are going to be joining you over the next few weeks or in the beginning of January aren't like, they're going to be watching you right now to see, is she getting up early and like working out? I'm just talking for myself, and maybe your audience isn't like that, but for myself, 90% of the ladies who join me have to get their workouts done early in the morning or it's not going to happen in their day. Like that's just the reality of like my target audience. Maybe your target audience is completely different if like you're in college or whatever it may be. If you have a lot of stay-at-home mom, I don't know. That's a bad example, but I'm just saying, like I could easily do my workouts mid-morning or late afternoon just because of my schedule. But one of the biggest reasons I get up early, not only because it's the best start to the day, it's just awesome, but is because my target audience has to do that too. So I want to show they're going to be signing up with someone who is doing that too. So you need to be setting whatever that looks like for you. You need to be setting the example now, not come January, because if you're not doing it now, they're not going to want to sign, because you're not going to show them that you can do it too in January. They're going to want to sign up with someone who's already rocking it because they're just like them and they're going to be able to trust them. So get into a routine, whatever that looks like, show them how you implement it. Yes, it's the holidays. So what? Like we can do this. Like, you know, we had the 65 ladies on our Saturday morning workout. Like there is so many excuses out there, but I just think it's super cool how we can all just come together and get a workout in and show them all those things. Okay, solid routine. And now let's get into the nitty-gritty stuff. You need to make a list of people to invite, and I call it a list of 100. Guess what? You couldn't even do more. You could do a list of 200, a list of 300. For the launch of MBF, I did a list of 400. Like, because I wanted to catapult my business way forward. I wanted to do this even though, yes, a lot of those girls, some of them ghosted me. Some of them didn't say yes. A lot of them like said no. A lot of them now though are signing up or are about to sign up when the customer launch releases. So just know like I usually don't talk to that many people during the day, but or not the day during other months, but for launches, I just know the power of doing a program all together right when it comes out. And I'm going to try and get as many ladies on board with that. So I sit down, I need to do that. I'll probably do it tomorrow. And I make a list of 100. I'll probably do 200 or bigger as much as I can. And I look who is watching my stories, who is liking my posts, who am I friends with? Like they don't have to be watching me. And this is what I send them. I have a motto during launches. I talk less to more people. So this is genuine. I found this script that I sent last in July. So it says Happy 4th of July at the very end. So I just put it in the chat section. It says, hey, Natalie, I'm looking for some people to test out a new fitness program with me. It might not be for you, but you are open to hearing about more. And then, you could take out the last part and say like, hope you're having a great Christmas season or something personal to them. But this invite is so short, so sweet. It doesn't matter what your past conversations were. It doesn't matter if you've never had a conversation before. You're generally just saying, I'm doing a new fitness program. Would you want to try it too? Like so this is the invite that I will probably stick to and go after and just send to a lot of people. Okay, so let's say two things. You're going to get two things out of these invites. You're going to get people who say, sure, like tell me more. Or they'll say like, how much, that's usually how they say. And I walked you guys through this in that script that I share. And this is where you need, or at least I have learned, to slow down. You do not just jump into, oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Okay, so challenge packs on 199, da 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 da. Slow down and take a deep breath. Even though I want to do that because they're like expressing interest, I always come back with, I would love to tell you more. What health and fitness goals do you have right now? So no matter what they come back with, I always will revert to that, whether they ask for information about pricing or whatever it is. I always bring it back to them. I get what their goals are or their health and fitness goals. And then I always use the feel, felt, found method. Whatever response they give me, if it's objection or if it's just like telling me their goals, I relate to them in some way. Like, oh, I totally understand how you feel. I've been off my game too. But what I know is that when we do programs all together for the first time, everyone has so much fun and we are more likely to get to our goals. Would you want to hear more about our start date and everything that involves in our group? So I just like give them more of an opportunity to like relate with them. And then give them a chance to say again, yeah, I do want information. Like this is piquing my interest. So this is just things, again, that have worked well for me. And then that's when I go into, great, give a little paragraph about Beachbody On Demand. Keep this short and sweet. I try to always not talk more than my customer, whoever I'm talking to. I want them to be talking more. But this part, like you have to tell them about Beachbody On Demand. I give a little spiel about a month of Shakeology and how it's going to help out in the nutrition, a few things that it's done for me. Then I tell them about the boot camp. And then I say, what do you say? Does that sound good? I also have a VIP info group. And whatever the response is, yada, yada, yada. And we walk through there. Some of them are like, sure, how much? Get me plugged into the group. And that's when like I've been getting a lot of people plugged into the group from there, but don't just plug them in the group and then leave them there. Plug them in the group and say, hey, did you see this? Or tag them in a few posts. Like you have to personally keep up those conversations. The group is just a great place, landing spot for them to see like, oh, other people are doing this. Other people are interested in this. This is kind of cool. This is a community. And I have to stop for a second because I have to yell at my husband to get me my phone charger and my computer charger before it dies. So hold on. Hey, Josh, can you bring my computer charger up? Okay. So hopefully that kind of all made sense. And then you're going to get the people who ask for like more info. And guess what? If you give them it all, and then they still say no, guess who you're going to be inviting in February to do this, in March, in April. Like those are your people who now have all the information. They know the price, they know what it's all about. And when they're ready, they're going to be coming to you if you are still showing up and rocking this. Thank you. He's going to peek it. Okay. And then for the people who ghost you, which, if you're inviting 100 people, 200, 300, you're going to get a lot of ghosts. This is my go-to. I always like after 2 to 3 days. So let's say I send out mass invites tomorrow of like 30 people or whatever it may be. Like by Thursday or Friday, whoever I didn't hear back from, I'm going to be sending them a message that says, I'm so sorry if my last message was too forward or offended you. I just wanted to see if this was for you. Hope you have a great day. And I have gotten, and I can find that where it is and put that in the chat, but I have gotten so many good responses. And I have learned that I need to give people the benefit of the doubt because a lot of times people aren't on Messenger or DMs like we are. If you've been inviting and working the business, like people aren't checking those, or maybe they checked it and then they totally forgot. Or maybe they did see it and they didn't want to answer, but now they feel bad because you're really nice to them. So they'll answer. So like, just give them the benefit of the doubt and see what happens. A lot of times they'll be like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it at all. And at least I can get a conversation going. If they say, yeah, it's not for me, I'm good, I always like to say, well, what are you doing right now? I love to hear what other busy ladies are doing. And that keeps the conversation going, because then it usually leads to, I'm just trying my own thing at home. And I'm like, oh, yeah, we're going to do this together soon one day, because that can only last so long at home. Okay. Next, after making a list, and that is number 5, is setting a date and for your challenge group, which I know a lot of you already have, or maybe you're inviting to mine, which is January 11th is my personal start date. Anyone can invite anyone into that. Prep week starts January 4th, which I just think is so important. I personally will invite up to January 10th. With the equipment with this workout, it does make it tricky. They'll just have to know hey, you're not going to be able to do maybe the first week with us, but still be in the group. You can still do some other workout while we're doing this together. So that's kind of how I roll. I want to get as many people in, and if they join January 10th, that's fine. I'm not going to turn them away. Of course, I want everyone to get their equipment in, so I'm going to be pushing as hard as I can this week, next week, the week after Christmas, to get as many people get ordered and enrolled as I can. And this is the best part. I love this part of launches, is then starting the group and rocking the socks out of the group, putting for myself personally, I put everything I have for those next 2, 3, really the whole group, but all my focus goes to that group, and it goes to all those ladies who just signed up, because I want to get them the best results possible. I want to show them that this community is the most amazing community ever, that we are doing it all together. And if you've been through launch before, you guys know the power of doing a program for the first time together. We all fail together. We all mess up together. We all celebrate together. We're all having no idea what we're doing. We're going to mess up moves. We're going to probably do something weird with our stability ball or door tracker thing. And I don't know, it's going to be so much fun. And so rock the socks out of this group. I was on a training call the other day, and the coach said that their team has made a new word, which I thought was really funny. It's called favering it, and it's after Emily Favre. She's I think she's a top 4 coach. But basically what happened to her is she did this for 80-day obsession. She was in the 80-day obsession test group, and then she invited to the 80-day obsession. She got crazy amazing results in the test group. She invited to 80-day obsession. She was a diamond coach, and within 3 months, she rocked that test group, she rocked her challenge group, and she made it to superstar diamond, because she just went all in. And it was this launch of one program that totally changed the game for her business. So this is Moira Sukaba who said this, her team's thing is to favor it, which is get results, get your people results, because this is going to be your team that helps you do everything in 2021. So I was like, oh, that's so cool. We just got to favor it. We just have to get ourselves results, get people results, and so forth. Where'd my notes go? Okay. There was one more thing I think I had for you guys. That's why I write notes, or else I can't keep my head on straight. Okay. Is to think about also a second launch. So there's always going to be that wave of people. It's just how it happens, especially come January, who miss the boat, who told you no, or maybe who ghosted you, or maybe you didn't invite, but they're still watching and they're interested, that are going to be interested come February. So I always keep in the back of my mind, a second launch is going to happen. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did with this first launch. So hyping up the group, inviting, this is basically what I do for every group. With a launch though, I just take it kind of to another level. I hype it up even more. My invite list goes up times a lot, because I know the power of doing a program together. So there's one more thing I do want to tell you. This is obviously the holidays. There's obviously a lot going on. Whoever you're living with, and if you are taking this seriously, this is a really busy time for us coaches, and it's about to be a really busy time leading into January and whatnot. You need to let them know what's going on. You need to tell them hey, these are my goals. this is what I'm doing. I'm not just sitting on my phone and scrolling and like, or on my computer all the time. Like I'm working this because of this. I think that's really important. And sometimes like I haven't communicated that to Josh of like, hey, this is going to be an extra busy time for me right now, just because there's this huge launch, because it's the new year, because so I think that's something that I've learned in the past, to make sure you communicate who you are living with or whoever you're around, that like, this is going to be a busier time if you're serious about this, and to use that time wisely. Don't waste it. You know, whatever time you put into it, don't scroll. Don't just do random stuff. Don't get lost on Reels and TikTok and whatnot. Like do the dirty work of this business, and 2021 is going to be awesome. So that's what I had for you guys tonight. I have not paid attention to the chat section at all because I'm like so squirrely. I'll like get totally off track. So does anyone have any questions, or feel free to unmute yourself? But that is my game plan. Do the dirty work of a business. I'm just reading back through stuff. Okay, so okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I think you were gonna answer mine. I just didn't know how you were planning on doing it.
Yeah, I do it challenge 9 week when I do a launch, I do it 9 week control freak focused, because that's what I want everyone doing. But I will still, like, if I have customers, you know, that are rolling over with me to this year and they're not wanting to upgrade, like they're still going to be in it. I just always tell them like, hey, it's going to be around 9 week control freak. And no, with the regards of this one, usually with launches, I don't have a lot of customers upgrade, but I've actually found a lot of customers do want early access to this, because a lot of them are already like, I already have Beachbody on demand. Why do I need it? Like, why do I need another program? Like, and so just know, like, that's okay. Like, just let them know that like, hey, we're all starting this in January, would love to do it with you. And if they're like, yeah, let's do it, great. And if they're like, no, I'm good, I think I'm going to try MBF because that comes out this week, or I think I'm going to try, you know, one of the other million programs we have out there. I think customers are usually the ones to upgrade. It's more newer people. But good question. Others. Brooke, already have Fed plans. Love it. Any others? I'm an open book, or if anyone else wants to share something that's helped them, feel free to unmute and share. I know I will personally probably start like posting and inviting hardcore. I just did a coach sneak, or not, a day in the coach my life, like right today. So I'll probably invite to coaching maybe like tomorrow, but then later this week and next week I'm going to be all 9 week control freak. So start now. Don't feel like you need to hold back. Okay.
Is everybody getting their boxes? So like finding unique places to put the door
tracker?
Yes.
I couldn't think of it easier either. I was like something
that thing.
I haven't gotten mine yet, so I don't know. But I've seen like people get them in. Does anyone got it?
So I've got like maybe a door, but if she jumps into it really fast, I'm gonna have to go to like the other side of my living room. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do.
I know Haley, I'm not sure if she's on this call or not. Haley Lane, her husband rigged up for her something super simple. It was like with a 2x4 in their gym. But maybe I could have her share like a picture of that on our team page. But I know Autumn has like answered those questions of like, well, what if you don't have a door really that works, of what you can do. I feel like we'll be learning a lot once we start to get our boxes in.
I have my box. I actually just installed my tracker today, but they have directions on there and what exactly you need for a wall mount too. Like it tells you the screws, the bolts, anything you need, it tells you on the directions.
That's nice. Yeah, as soon as you guys get your packages in, like, and if you haven't ordered the early access yet, you need to do that like now. As soon as you get your packages in, get those set up so you can start showing people these moves. Like that's, you don't have to stop whatever program you're in, but start implementing maybe like 1 or 2 of these workouts a week, or at least that's my plan, to just sprinkle in like, this is what it looks like. This is how fun it is. This is how sore I am. All those fun things that you want to share.
I'm doing my first one tomorrow.
Exciting. Okay. Well, if there's no other questions, I think we're just going to go ahead and wrap it up. Feel free to start making your 100 list right after this. And I might even post, I think I did it for MBF. Like there's that like 100 bubbles sheet too, that you could like, where you put a name in 100 bubbles. So it's like, I don't know, it's just a fun activity that keeps you more engaged. But you guys, you just got to do the dirty work. If you want big things from this launch, you have to talk about it. You got to connect, you have to invite, and then you have to rock the socks out of the challenge group. So, all right, let's go make it a good one. Exciting few weeks ahead. Thanks for showing up tonight, guys. Ladies, see ya.